Hi everybody. Yeah, it's been a little bit since I've done any fusing, but my body aches are saying no and I'm saying yes. So anyhow, I have been doing a lot of mosaic lately, which is really fun. Time consuming but fun. And I'm watching Mazzoni Mosaic, and she does some beautiful stuff. So they did this giant outdoor thing in Georgia, and she made some component pieces that were fused that went in their mosaic, and it inspired me to try on this turtle to do the head and the fins with spring green. And what I did is I took some contact paper and I have traced the shapes, and I'm gonna try to cut them out, even though they're kind of wavy. I may end up doing it on my saw, but I'm gonna see, because it's not a deep wave. It's just like this little curvy, and it doesn't have to be curvy, I don't think, but I like the curve on there. Anyhow, I'm gonna take the spring green and use some powder frit that I know will react with it. And then I don't think I have any more of this. Boy, I wish I did, because this is going to be an awesome shell. This is Bullseye White Deep Forest Green Caramel Opal Streaky, and it just has some beautiful colors. I think it would be a beautiful shell. I don't know if I'm going to fuse it though, because I mean, you can see the aventurine green sparkling in there already, and I'm afraid if I fuse it, I'm going to end up with either too small of pieces, or I'm not sure. I've got to think about that. But these, I'm definitely going to try and make the components. She did hers like freeform, and it's possible that I might do it that way. I'm not sure exactly just yet, but I wanted to clue you in on what's going on. And then from the little hearts that I had shown, somebody asked me how did I get the corners to roll very nicely. So I will probably put a few hearts in just to show you how I nip the corners. I think other people have shown that on their videos, that when you cut your 1/2-inch squares and rectangles, if you just nip the corners, you can convince the glass where you want it to round. So let me figure out how I'm going to do this, because I'm not sure just yet how I'm going to cut this, whether I'm going to use my saw, which I don't want to. I don't like getting the saw involved unless I absolutely have to. So I'm thinking, since it's going to go in the kiln, it'll round out okay if I just kind of trim it the way it is. And then get the powder on and the frit. So I will do that, and I actually put this on contact paper so I could peel it off and stick it to the glass to cut around. I've never done that before, but I've seen other people do it, and it looks like a really good idea for making a quick template. I could, obviously just make a paper template but we got to try things. So anyhow, I'm going to pause this, get this set up, and try cutting it out. Nobody likes to watch people cut stuff, right? So I will cut it, and then I'll get back to you on putting the powders and stuff on. Okay, so really quickly, one of the things I did when I cut out the pattern on the contact paper is I did like I would with stained glass, and I went on the inside of my black line, but it was still too big. And this one, actually, there was a flaw in the glass. So after I started trimming it down, it decided it was going to break off. But that's okay because we're going to fuse it and it'll be fine. But I had to go back and kind of freeform sketch and make these a little smaller. And then what I noticed is his armpits are going to be something else, because the armpits there, I guess they're armpits, I don't know what they are on a turtle, but it didn't curve all the way in now. So the head is going to be too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line around my contact paper, peel it off, and then go in about 1/8 of an inch around my pattern. I don't know if you can see that with my fingernail, but and then cut it that way. So if you do decide to try the contact paper idea, for some reason it came out bigger even though I cut on the inside of my line. Just a little side note while I'm cutting. Thanks, see you in a little bit. Okay, well, they're not perfect, but I did get them cut out to where they kind of fit. And I'm sure that, you know, in the fusing process, since it's one layer with stuff on top, it's going to shrink up a little bit. But anyhow, let me get set up to put some stuff on here, because I want to do, I'll go pull it and come back. Okay, well, I really need to do a frit order. I've got medium light adventuring green, and I have fine French vanilla, which is the one that should react. I wish I had bigger, but I did find I have some confetti, so I'll just break it up randomly myself, and then if need be, I can take this and turn it into frit and give it some kind of body. I really kind of was hoping I had some big chunky pieces, but I don't. Sad, very sad. What I'm gonna do is, this is my broken fin, so I'm going to put some aloe, which my hands could probably use anyway. I'm gonna put some aloe on here to make it sticky. Oh, look how dry my hands are, it's terrible. And I'm just gonna try and keep that together best I can. Obviously it doesn't want to be together, but we're gonna try. And then when I put it in the kiln, I'll just make sure it's really together and has, you know, if I was smart, I would do this on a shelf, but I'm not that smart, so I'll carry it over to the kiln once I get it done. But anyhow, the aloe is just going to make it so that it sticks a little bit better. And then I'm going to aloe my hands. They're so dry. And maybe I should do all this, you know, one at a time, because it might dry while I'm getting to it, but I should be able to get this going pretty quickly. The fine frit I'll spoon on. This is not going to work. Where'd my spoon go? Organization skills really are not my strong suit, so okay, we got a little baby spoon. Now this one should cause a chemical reaction with the spring green. So I'm not going to put it everywhere per se, but just kind of randomly tap it on there to give it a chance for the reaction. And the adventuring green, I think, will just be beautiful. And of course, it's a little bit larger, so that's good. Because you know, turtles have the wave reflection going on. And their fins are not solid. And I'm looking at that piece over there that's going to be the shell. And it's got some blues and some oranges and some reds in it. And I didn't want to overdo the fins to take away from the shell. So I don't think I'm going to add all the extra colors in there. Now this, I'm just going to break up and kind of smush it with my fingernail some. Lost a piece there. Kind of losing pieces everywhere. The fingers, they don't want to pinch. And hopefully I'm right and this is spring green. I'm pretty sure it is, because I remember buying a big sheet of it for another project that I was working on, and I knew that I needed it to be spring to do the reaction. Gosh, fingers, work with me here. Just a little bit more on the head. Because there is the fine frit of this at the bottom, so. Maybe I should have used my tweezers. I might still use them to pick up some of these pieces that fell off. I hate wasting confetti. I've tried to make my own confetti because I used to blow glass, not blow like with the big stuff, but the lamp work glass. And you can get really stretched out thin pieces. So I'm going to put this in the kiln, and I will make a few hearts to go with it so that you can see that nipping process. And then tomorrow we should know what it looks like. Ouch. Let me pause you while I put it in the kiln. Okay, so I have these pieces that are already a 1/2 inch, and that's what size I use to make my hearts. So I've got clear and this scrap and this scrap. So we'll just do a couple of small ones, or just a small batch. And basically what I do is I have a 1/2 inch short piece, and then I do a full inch long piece. And when I put them down, put them like this, and hopefully I am on screen. I take my little wheeled nippers and I just take off a little. That's even good enough right there. It doesn't have to be much. Just a tiny bit off the corner that I want to convince the glass. That was even kind of too much on that one. But I put it like that, and then I do the same thing with my top piece. And usually I would do this on my long cutter. What am I talking about? But since I'm just doing a couple, I think I can go straight. Maybe I can. So, and then on the top piece I do the same thing. I take just a nip off the corner, and it really does not need to be much. Just get the pointy part off. So then when I put that on there, my nipped corner is on the outside. And they don't have to fit exactly perfectly, that type of thing. So I will just chop up a few more here. I got kind of a mess going on with all my shards. And I will put those in the kiln as well. Let me walk you over to the kiln and show you what I did with the fins, and I'll put this one little heart in there while I've got it handy. So, road trip. And you'll laugh at me because I'm reusing my paper until it totally disintegrates, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So this left one that had the issue with the fin, I put some clear on just to make sure that it fuses together. So here's my little heart, number 1 going in. Look for your nipped corners and put those on the outside. And don't bump it. I will do a couple more little hearts in here. It's kind of overkill on this kiln. I wish I had some other stuff to put in here. But I will fire it and show it to you tomorrow sometime. Okay, well, maybe it wasn't spring green, or maybe I got my reactions messed up, but we didn't get too much reaction here going on with the green and the French vanilla. Maybe it was warm white. My brain is always fried. Anyway, I think it still looks cool, and it will work for the turtle. And then here are the hearts with the clipped corners. So see how that worked out. And then of course I just threw some dots in here just to throw them in. Anyway, that's it. Well, that's not it completely. I'll show it to you on the turtle. See, they did shrink up just a little bit, and that's good. I'll have to fill this in. And the head shrunk a lot more than I expected it to, so I'll need to fill that in. But they look pretty cool, I think. And then, like I said, we're going to use this really pretty one for the shell, which will give it some really cool colors. Try not to get too much reflection going on there, but it's got the adventuring green and all those really cool colors that'll make a pretty shell. Now that's it.